Studio B with your day-to-day BYU Sports play-by-play. I am Spencer Linton alongside Jerem Jordan, and we now welcome in one of our favorites, Uncle B, back to Studio B. Blaine Fowler, BYU national champion quarterback, dual threat analyst, always looking fresh, my friend. Welcome back to the studio.
Thanks. I feel like the last couple of home games we've been able to get out in the sun, and vitamin D is good for us.
Now you're down on the field. You're not buried.
I know. It's so nice to be down there.
You're not
and it was
buried
really
in a suit.
It
in
was
some box.
so fun to be down there at the end of that game. When people started to come over the rail, it gave me the chills. It was awesome.
It's been a minute,
It was
right?
pretty cool. But where else in the world can the announcer say, hey, everybody needs to get off the field? Everybody's like, hey, everybody needs to get off the field. And they all just orderly get off the field and wait until the review's done. Then they all come back on the field. No place else. Every place else they would have been, no, we're not getting off the field. They're very obedient here at BYU.
Fantastic to capture those moments in the postgame.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, it was fun. And all of a sudden, Zach Wilson and Kalani Sitake are there and storm the field. But if there's a stanchion, I will stand behind it.
They just were very orderly behind us with a little thing, not even metal, just like a strap.
It's amazing what a small limit can do. With this group.
Yeah, it's a good group, and they were, you know what? These home games, they've been very present. They were a very big source of energy for that football team this last week against USC, and they need him to be here again for this Washington game, especially when they're on defense and there are big plays to be made. They brought energy this last week.
Sure.
Talked to a number of players that felt like the fan base brought them energy in the stadium last week. That was really cool.
And to the credit of the fan base, even though BYU loses 30-12 to Utah, that first half was electric. Like the fans were very present in the first half.
If only the second half had been.
Okay.
It was electric in the sky, unfortunately.
It's electric.
There was a delay. Yeah, exactly.
We've been talking about specific numbers and marks in reference to how many touches Tyson Williams needs to have of the football in a game. He's had exactly 20 touches combined running and catching the ball in each of BYU's last 2 wins. Is that the magic number, or does it need to be more?
I think it depends on the matchup. It might need to be more this week because this Washington game is going to be a game where ball control is going to be important. Washington's a very traditional football team. They're not. I think when people think of Chris Peterson and when he was at Boise State, they think of trick plays and all that kind of stuff. This is a very traditional, run-the-football, balanced football team that doesn't make mistakes and is unbelievably well coached. And so for BYU, they need to be able to control the football a little bit. So they've got to run it. They've got to take care of the football. And they need to play traditional to match up with these guys. And so it might be a few more than 20. I don't think he has to have 30 touches, but it might be 21 or 22 or 23. And if he keeps toting it at a 5-yard per carry clip, then let's give him the rock in the run game at least 20 times so he can get a 100-yard game, and I think he needs to get it 2 or 3 or 4 times out of the backfield to keep this Washington defense honest.
BYU has 9 regular season games left. How many wins do you see among those 9?
I don't see any reason why they don't win 7.
Yes.
Of the next 9. Yeah, this is a team that all of a sudden believes. And speaking of Chris Peterson, I was talking to one of his former coaches that's now at USC, and he was saying that when he was at Boise State, he created this culture where they just believed that they were going to win games, especially big games. This last 2 weeks has been so good for the culture at BYU. When they got to the end of that game and it was a close game, every player in that field felt like, oh, we just did this. This is what we do now. We win. And if we get to overtime, hey, there's no question we're going to win because we just did it at Tennessee. Now that they've done it twice, I believe it's a mindset. I think they believe if they're in the game at the end of the game that they will win the game, and they know how to do it, and they'll play loose and free, and they'll expect to win. And it makes a huge difference in how you approach the game at the end of a game. You play loose, you play to win, you don't play tight. And I think the win last week takes a lot of pressure off of them this week because everybody's okay if they lose this week. And so I think they can play a little looser this week, and I will not be surprised if they come out of there with a win.
Blaine Fowler with us on BYU Sports Nation. We were also discussing the most recent victory over USC and where it ranks among all of the victories in BYU's independence era, going back to 2011, now to the last game against USC. Where does the victory over the Trojans rank in your list of all-timers for BYU as an independent?
It's in my top 5, but here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to rank it number 1 for most needed.
Oh, for Kalani Sitake,
right? Because for Kalani, the Tennessee thing was a real boost, but everyone was still, you hear the buzz behind the scenes, and it's like, why can't this team win a big game at home? And what's going on with this? And so here comes USC into the stadium ranked. And the fashion in which they won this thing with another overtime win, I think just electrified the fan base. And so I think it was unbelievably needed, and not just for the fan base to catch a vision of what this young team is capable of, but also to change the mindset of this football team. They have to be thinking in their minds, why aren't we winning big home games? And all of a sudden now they protect their home field. They get a win against a team that they go back and look at film. USC is an unbelievably talented football team. Now, they made mistakes in this game, so they weren't disciplined enough to win the game. But you could make a case, if you just look at every single player individually, that this is a more talented football team than Utah. Utah's a better team than USC at this point. USC is probably the most talented football team BYU has on the schedule this year. And that includes Washington. I wouldn't have said that last year, but I'll say that this year. They're unbelievably gifted at every position, but BYU played better as a team. BYU took care of the football. USC turned it over. Utah's a better football team. Washington's a better football team. USC is the most talented team on BYU's schedule. So they played a great talent team and stood toe-to-toe, made fewer mistakes, and came out with a win. I think it was the most needed win in Kalani's era. I really do.
Absolutely. And I think that it gave the fan base a lot of hope and excitement. And let's not forget, sophomore quarterback Zach Wilson has won 2 Power 5 games in a row. He's made some good plays. But we were talking about the key to the first 3 games. What's been like the stat that has indicated win or loss? Turnover margin seems to be a big deal right now. BYU is -3, +1, +3.
If you're playing the kind of schedule BYU does, or if you play in a Power 5 conference, turnover margin is everything, because you're really evenly matched from a talent perspective every week. You can lose a turnover margin battle when you're playing Idaho State later in the season and still win. But in games that really, really matter against opponents that have the capability to beat you, it all comes down to that. It does. And Utah fans don't want to hear this, but if BYU's +2 in that game, they beat Utah. Hands down. And if they're +3 like Utah does, they run away with the game just like Utah did. Utah would like to think that they're way more talented than BYU. Well, we've seen the last 2 weeks that's not the case. Tennessee has just as much talent as Utah does. Washington this week will have just as much, if not more, talent than Utah. USC has as much talent. Utah plays unbelievably well as a football team. They're disciplined. They don't turn the ball over. We've seen it.
Extremely well coached.
So yeah, unbelievably well coached. That makes them a better team, and they were a better team than BYU that Saturday. That doesn't mean that they are wildly more talented than BYU. And we saw that in the last 2 weeks. Tennessee's got speed and talent all over the field. USC has more talent than anybody they'll play this year all over the field. And BYU still won because they took care of the ball. So to me, in these games where you're playing against talented teams, it comes down to that. And against Washington, I like their chances even. I like their chances a lot better. I think the goal is at least +1 in turnover margin. If they're +2 in turnover margin, they'll win. They'll win.
And the 2
+1 gives them a chance at the end. +2's a win.
And the +2 were in plus territory. That's a big deal, too. Where BYU intercepted the ball mattered.
Right. And that, the kind of turnovers, like, not only did they turn the ball over and were -3 against Utah, they were fatal errors. 2 pick sixes and a fumble on their own 22-yard line. Utah had 20 points on 22 yards of total offense. That's a giveaway of a game. It really is. And you got to give Utah credit. They're in the spots to make those plays. And they're really good at taking the ball away, and the players are disciplined. They're where they're supposed to be on defense. So it's not taking anything away from Utah. But Zach Wilson learned valuable lessons in that first game. You didn't see him try to force the ball in the last 2 games. He was patient. The game plan is stay in the game. Have a chance to win at the end of the game. You don't give the game away. You take what the defense gives. You don't turn the ball over. The defense is good enough to manage points, and now you got a chance to win the game at the end of the game. I think the huge lessons learned in Game 1 against Utah that have now applied in the last 2 games and hopefully carry over to this Washington game.
Blaine, great stuff. We look forward to After Further Review live on the BYU TV app tonight. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. 7 Eastern, sorry, 4 Pacific. And it's that simple. Win the turnover margin, you might just beat Washington.
Yep, that's what it takes.
Okay, we'll see you tonight and then on Countdown Saturday. Look forward to it.